When people think of wildlife enthusiasts, they often think of Steve Irwin or even Charles Darwin. But does Teddy Roosevelt come to mind? If not, he should, and I'll tell you why. Teddy Roosevelt was the 26th U.S. president and arguably one of the nation's most influential leaders. While everyone has a different opinion, I believe it was his work to conserve many beautiful U.S. landscapes that made him an asset to many generations. Teddy Roosevelt was born in 1853 in New York. He suffered severe asthma as a child, which contributed to him learning taxidermy at a young age. At age 12, he donated some of his work to the American Museum of Natural History. 11 years later, he presented 622 bird skins to the Smithsonian, according to a PBS.org article published in 2009. It would be 2 years later he would fall in love with the Badlands. In 1883, Teddy Roosevelt took his first trip to the Dakotas, which would later be known as North Dakota. On his buffalo hunt, he got to experience ranch life on the frontier. Quickly, he became invested into two ranches, the Maltese Cross Ranch and the Elkhorn Ranch. He became an avid big game hunter and visited the land throughout his life. He once said that the land is where the romance of his life began. Against his family's advice, he entered into the world of politics. In 1901, he was elected the 26th U.S. president. Throughout history, we see that the power that a president has is constantly abused. However, he wanted to use his authority to make a positive impact. In 1905, he established the United States Forest Service. That established 230 million acres of public land. Included in that 230 million acres is 150 national forests, 51 bird reserves, 4 big game preserves, and 5 national parks. The national parks include Crater Lake National Park, Wind Cave National Park, Sully Hills, Platte National Park, and Mesa Verde National Park. I've had the pleasure of visiting the Mesa Verde National Park, which makes me appreciate his work so much more. To have had a man in office with such enthusiasm for his native land and wildlife is truly the American spirit. Not only was he fulfilling his dreams, but he paved the way for many people to come. Through his work, Teddy Roosevelt affected millions of people and will continue to affect those people. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "This country will not be a permanently good place for us to live in unless we can make it a reasonably good place for all of us to live in."